You are now listening to Pree the podcast with your host Majaro.
What's up, people? Welcome to the first episode of Pree the podcast.
Pree the podcast.
I'm your host Majaro, aka Midge, and you know what I'm gonna say, Samia.
I know, Midge.
Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, because what we're trying to do is build a community where we can share ideas and come together. And by sharing this with your friends and family, that goes a long way into helping us do that. And without further ado, let's get into it. And we're in. We're finally doing this.
Yep, you did it. You said that you'd do it, and you did.
Yeah. When did we have the conversation? Like 2 weeks ago?
Yeah. Well, I feel like it's probably started about 2 years ago, like when you first mentioned it.
Yeah. What were we doing? We're in the old house. So just for context.
The context. Yeah.
This is my guest Samia. I'm your host Majaro, and we used to be housemates.
Yeah.
Are you sure about that?
I had to think about it.
In the middle of lockdown. So we met in the middle of lockdown.
In the middle of lockdown, yeah. Met in the middle of lockdown. Literally, it was like mid-March. Everyone was like, everything lock off. No going to work. You stay your ass
Yeah,
inside.
you guys were there.
Yeah, we were there together. It was good for the first few months.
Yeah, and lots of deep conversations, I think.
Yeah, a lot of deep conversations. We had too much time.
Yeah, too much time on our hands to really think about what we wanted to do with our lives, I think.
Nah, but I definitely deep.
Yeah, but you know what? Turning points, though, because here we are, as I said.
Yeah, like, one of the reasons I decided to go into, making online content, doing a podcast was, first off, before I decided to do this, I was doing accounting, and it just wasn't it.
Yeah.
Like, at the start, when you're leaving high school and, you go into, sixth form and then university, some people have their life planned out and, you're going to go here and then there. And
do you feel like you had that then?
I felt like I had that, but obviously I wasn't getting any fulfillment out of it. Like I thought I would. Like it just felt like I was just chasing this arbitrary goal that I didn't even necessarily want to push.
Well, I feel like a lot of young people, they've got in their mind, like, they want to be like a doctor or a lawyer or whatever. There's like big money jobs.
Yeah.
And they don't
Status.
actually deep, like...
the roles and responsibilities.
Yeah, like the everyday getting up and the long shifts and the weight on the shoulders and shit like that. So, I feel like, is being an accountant boring? It sounds boring. Like,
I would say depends. Honestly, depends what type of accounting and what industry you're in, because the first industry was very corporate, very, suit and tie, stiff upper lip and all that.
Okay.
You can't be shouting too much. You can't be talking too much in the office. You get a shush. Real talk. I had a manager come up to me. Well, not come up to me. We were just talking in the, just chatting in casual conversation in the office. Everyone was actually getting on and catching a vibe that day. Mm-hmm. And then out of nowhere, the level goes up by 1 decimal and you just hear shh.
Oh, one of those ones.
And everyone's looking at each other like, did my man just shush the whole room?
Yeah.
Like, these people are the same age as my man. And he's going shh, like we're all in primary school or something. And yeah, the environment wasn't cohesive.
But it sounds like it was a company then, or...
Yeah, definitely the company / industry. It was...
Can't imagine what's an exciting accounting
job.
Yeah.
I mean, probably something in sport. Like, I know accountants are definitely in sport. Like, the amount of money that accountants deal with, or people just in
the money's exciting then.
Yeah.
I guess,
imagine hearing a contract's coming through your door. Oh, yeah, Marcus Rashford's up for renewal. And you're like, ooh.
A little thrill there, just seeing his name on the...
Just throwing out names, MBEs and that.
I guess they must get perks, that like the accountants of whatever.
Yeah, they definitely get
perks.
More
it must be a good job.
Yeah,
more money than me. I don't know who I'm like out here trying to... boring job.
Yeah, so the accounting thing wasn't exciting me. And then I lost my job. So like a lot of people during the pandemic lost their jobs. And I was one of them. I was just there deep in my life, like, oh shit. I thought I got out of university, I got the graduate honours, I'm in a good, corporate job. And then boom, 2 years into it, pandemic happens, you lose your job and now you're on the dole. Yeah. You're looking for where to go, where am I gonna, find my next destination. And that was the first time I didn't have a plan. I was like, okay, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
Like, how am I going to pay rent? I was just, deep in my whole life. And I was like, okay, what industry do I want to go into? Do I still want to do accounting? Do I still want to do this? I was lucky to find a job in a lot more, a lot more interesting industry, let's just say.
Yeah.
The people are a lot more friendlier. They were just, more communicative. I can't even say the word. They was just a lot more friendly to talk to, and the whole atmosphere was more family orientated, and everyone's working together instead of saying, oh yeah, this is my area, we've always done it this way, you can't come here and tell us what to do, who are you? You always have to prove yourself, and to have an opinion in a place, you have to be of a certain status, and it wasn't like that in the place.
Those kind of things are important, I think, especially like in a workplace. Like a lot of companies kind of play like that kind of like bullshitty, like werewolf family
politics
thing. Yeah, no, more like trying to pretend that like everyone's friends. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Competitors.
Yeah, exactly.
They mask it as, we're working together, let's come together, but most of the time it's, this is my area. If anyone tries to encroach in my area, I'm going to have words. Or I'm just not even going to let you have any say or any input or any experience. And I found myself in a better position going to another industry, and it was like, it's night and day. So yeah.
But like with the same, like doing the same job.
What do you mean?
Doing the same, like it's obviously
very
still an
similar.
accountant.
Yeah, very
but
number
it's just
orientated.
like the company,
just
and
the company ethos is just
the culture and
so much better, better, and that's why I love it working there.
That's a good point though. Like nobody really kind of talks to you about like that kind of dog eat dog.
Whoa, it's all you're expected to be all friends, and most of the time people are just out for themselves. They might say, team meeting. We'll come together, but most of the time, it didn't feel like that at that time.
These are the things I guess you can't really learn these things at university. You have to go out there and get life experience.
Yeah, experiences. I feel like experience counts a lot more than a degree.
Yeah,
like,
of course.
If you have the experience that you can give examples in interviews saying, yes, I can do this, I've done this, this is where I've done that, is a lot more transferable to your everyday work, and then say, I've passed X amount of exams.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, cool. So how much experience have you actually got in the industry? 0.
Yeah,
absolutely 0. Oh, okay. Next, this is gonna be it. Next, especially during pandemic time, people losing jobs, and they were trying to find jobs in the same area, but they'd be asking for twice as much experience than the people that just lost their jobs. And it's like, okay, so the people who just lost their jobs have to go back into a crowded market where other people have lost jobs, and now employers have the pick of their bunch, essentially. And I was lucky enough to find myself in a different spot. Shooting at it up, 'cause I run their block. Another reason I wanted to start this podcast and start a community was because I feel like my strengths, I was never, great at English. I was always competent at maths. That's why I'm an accountant. But I felt like most of my enjoyment came out of when I'm speaking to other people. So communicating with, a team, getting a project out, what are the things that we need to come together, and, just overall gathering information and gathering, sources of people to work with people essentially. So I felt like the place that I was at, I wasn't able to do that as often as I would have liked.
Yeah.
So I feel like what better place to use those skills that I want to use on a daily basis than on my own podcast. Pree the podcast.
I'm glad that you made it here.
Yeah, me too.
You're on as a guest.
Yeah, thank you. It's my first guest, one of my good friends, Samia.
No, I'm very honoured. Very honoured.
Yeah, definitely. Another reason I wanted to start this podcast was I feel like I've got a lot of, friends.
You serious?
And friends that I didn't even know were my friends. Like, I'm going through my, history, going through the catalogue, going through the family files, and seeing loads of people that, I've lost touch with. And I'm like, oh, what happened to what happens to them? And then I searched their name on Facebook, and they're doing this and they're doing that. I'm like, wow, you know, it would be great to catch up with them and see what they've been up to. You know, they've got families, people have got kids, people have got, you know, pets now.
Pets now. Yeah.
I know, I might get a pet though. I'm not gonna lie. Pets.
So,
Charlotte wants a pet.
Obviously.
She showed me a guinea pig, you know, this morning. I was like, I don't know about that. But then when she showed me the pictures and them in the little kennels,
pig, you know.
I was like, okay, maybe. We'll see.
Okay, so for those of you who don't know Midge, how tall are you? And he's sitting down as well.
Stop it. I'm 6. I sometimes exaggerate and say I'm 6'5", but I'm actually 6'4". But
6'4".
It doesn't
still
really
tall.
matter. Yeah, still tall.
This guy's after us a little sausage dog to walk around the park with.
Yeah, and
can you imagine?
Yeah, sausage dogs. They're so cute.
Can we edit in just a picture of you standing up, like just a tall
Superimpose
shot?
right here.
Yeah.
I'll see what I can do.
Yeah? Okay, cool. I feel like people need to understand. Can we put a sausage dog in as well?
What, do the scale to scale ratio?
Yeah. I wonder how many sausage dogs we can fit in a Midge. Can we figure that out? We'll edit that in.
Access denied.
You think 10?
10.
I think
Easily
more.
10.
I think 15 sausage dogs, like the average, they're like this tall.
I think more.
I think maybe like 20 sausage dogs.
20, no,
Midge.
that's overkill.
20
that's
sausage dogs.
overkill. That's overkill.
We'll see. Okay, so you were saying that you go on Facebook and you see people have pets.
Pets. Oh, we took a mad turn.
Okay. So we can just kind of go, and then, so pets. So people have pets.
Literally seeing people move on and wanted to reconnect with a lot of people. And now with the internet, now with, you know, people being more online, that's a lot easier to do now. And I feel like having a platform on my own could really bring people together and we can actually do something really good.
Yeah.
And I'm really inspired, you know, seeing loads of people, especially my brother. Like, he's one of the biggest inspirations for me to do this. You know, he had someone come up to him and say, oh yeah, mate, I think you'd be a real good model, you. Why don't you try out? Basically. And my dad was like, are you sure? Modeling? You want to do a model? You want to be model? Okay, how much is that?
Is he going to be watching this?
Probably. He was like, you know, how much is that? How much you need? You know, my dad was gracious enough to give him some money to start up a portfolio. And then that's when, you know, we didn't see anything come out of it for maybe a couple of months or so. And then he started getting, you know, test shoots upon test shoots. He started creating his own content in terms of making, you know...
Working on his graph.
Yeah, working on his graph, getting more exposure. And then it just starts to build. And he gets more jobs and is able to put his brand out there a lot more.
It's that consistency, I think.
It's the consistency.
Like, you know, it's like when you're at the gym and you kind of like... You look like you don't lift because you're working on lots of random different exercises every day.
It needs to be organised, it needs to be consistent, and there needs to be a time schedule.
Yeah, exactly. You need to, you know, measure out what you're doing as well.
Yeah, the proteins.
For everything.
Yeah, it's so important. It's definitely so important. So
hold on. Just reminds me that you've hit a big milestone. That's why.
This podcast,
speaking about milestones,
it's supposed to be coming out on my birthday. 3/1/03. 22. I put on the promo as well. So I forget.
The whole year. It's 20 for the whole year. 365 days. It's going to be 2022.
Yeah, literally. Everything's just happened so fast. This is the first birthday I've actually felt older. This is the time where you're supposed to be doing your thing or starting to become independent, and I feel like this is part of that. You know, this is a step, you know, control in my life. That's something I'm doing. I'm spending my money, spending money on this, spending money on that, and actually making an investment into my future.
Yeah.
I feel like that's an important thing for me to do for myself, not for anyone else, but for myself.
Said I wake up every morning, pray to God that I'm fixing up. Hope I'm never slipping up. Hear the money calling, need my peace to start getting up. Feeling like I'm blessed, but it came with a bit of luck. Feeling like you stressed, then the tension starts to fill you up. Need an intermission, yeah, they ain't the same lane as us. Come from different sticks, yeah, they're not the same range as us. They cop the pleas and top of teas, they're not hitting range with us. Keep a couple fairies while I'm smoking on this angel dust. Can't have a go without a plan that's living.